Hey folks, welcome to the Mediocre Cover Band Guitar Guy. How's everybody doing? So, I took down my last video. Some people got a little bit offended. People that the video wasn't even aimed at got offended, which was funny. I got a squeaky stool. Again, I keep forgetting to tighten the screws on the drum stool that I sit on every time. We finished jamming. Alex was sitting on this thing Wednesday night and playing drums, and I never tightened it back up. Anyway, my last video, we'll get back to that. Put it up, it was about different venues, and in the video I mentioned about two different bands playing two different gigs, two different bars. And one band had a great crowd, and the other band, didn't have anybody dancing. And the comparison I made through the question and the topic that was brought up by a friend of mine on Facebook Messenger was that, like, what do you think this is? And then I mentioned one band were pretty loose, I'll use that as the word as opposed to sloppy, and the other band were really good and tight. They were like tighter than a nun's ass, right? And the whole thing is that a lot of people messaged me. Well, not a lot. I had about 6 people, which is a lot of people for me. I had about 6 people message me and wondering, are we the sloppy band? So the whole takeaway from the video was I was calling out somebody's band as being sloppy. They missed the whole point on the whole thing with the venue and whatever and differences in people. Whatever. I took it down when I didn't care about 5 of the people that sent me the messages because I didn't really know them anyway. One of them was through a message request because I wasn't even friends with the guy. But then one individual who I think is a really nice person who was wondering if I was talking about their band, and I was like, okay, I ruffled some feathers and now I feel bad because this person thinks I'm talking about their band in a bad, negative way, whatever. And that wasn't my point, and I did not want to upset this person. So out of respect for him, I took the video down, even though we, talked it out, and I told him it definitely wasn't his band, and it definitely wasn't his band. His band I consider to be one of the workhorse bands. They're out playing the gigs and getting it done and getting the floors full, right? And I've always said that, like, every time they put a video up, I'm like, look, they got a full floor. That's awesome. But anyway, so that was the takeaway from that whole video. So just for the other 5 guys, here's the thing you got to be looking at. Why is it the guys that had the full floor never bothered to comment? Do you want to know why? Because they had a full floor and didn't give a shit because they were doing their job as far as they were concerned, and their job was putting people on the floor and being concerned about that. So this is where we're going to go with this video. In your opinion, what constitutes a good gig? Is it a gig where everybody plays perfectly and nobody gives a shit, or where everybody has some tough spots, we'll call it? Flubs is another word I've heard, or outright fuck-ups. And everybody's reacted to your band really well and you walked out with like 2 weddings in your pocket and a private event. Or you played an empty bar but you played everything perfectly and walked away wondering when your next gig is. So that's what I'm wondering. For me, I'm of the second group. I care about what the people in the bar think. We had a gig last night where a couple of individuals came up and inquired about private events to book our band. And, I always said it, and I said in the video of Know Your Role, if you walk out of a bar and somebody just comes up to one member and says, oh, you were great, and nobody graced your dance floor, that's not really a compliment to you or your band. It's great for your ego, but you're not going to get gigs if you just playing drums, or you just playing guitar, or you just playing bass, or you just singing, or you playing keys, or whatever instrument you're on. When somebody comes up to me and says, hey man, I love your band, when I'm playing in a band, that's great. If somebody goes, man, your band's awesome, you did a great job playing guitar, that's one thing. You're getting 2 compliments there, right? And that's fine. And it's okay to get compliments, don't get me wrong, but you're aiming to get your band booked. And if you want good paying gigs, or like solid gigs, or like a solid schedule, everybody needs to be acknowledged. And once again, your set list. It's where it's all the gold is. It's right in that set list. And your ability to read a crowd. Just don't do up a set list and have this is song 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Read a crowd. And that's just as important as playing note for note perfect. Read the crowd and give them what they want. If you play a set and you have no one on the floor except for the two country songs you did, you might have a country crowd. If you've got people dancing just to the new modern pop stuff, you might have some young people who like pop. So then that's what you got to give them. And if you can't give them that, then you're just playing for your ego, right? Anyway, that's my question. Do you consider you had a good gig if you had a full dance floor and everybody's engaged with the band somehow, even if they're sitting? Okay, let's go to that situation. Even if somebody is sitting and they're singing along and they're applauding and they're really digging what you're doing, or would you rather play perfectly and have nobody care about what you're doing so you can walk out and go, whew, I got that those diminished chords in there. Our drummer in the Alan Jackson thing called them the demolished chords. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. If you'd support the channel by subscribing. And anyway, have a great finish to your weekend. I got to go get ready now to pick the missus up. She's at the Shania Twain concert. And she's having drinks, so that could be a long car ride home, man, if she's puking. All right, take care.